In 2016, the United Nations quickly computed and said, oh my God, we have produced waste that is equivalent to the weight of 4,500 Eiffel Towers. And in 2018, United Nations again said, oh no, we have created a tsunami of e-waste. And right here, we are in 2021, saying we have generated more than the Great Wall. 1.5% of it is recycled. Where is the rest of it going? Is it entering the food web through air, water, and soil? Is it destroying the ecosystem? Is it harming the humans? Is it harming the marine life? What is it doing? What is individuals collectively like you and I do to tackle e-waste? So I will take you through a short presentation. What do you see? What kind of e-waste do you see in here? Well, this is an alarming state of electronic waste that usually ends up in the landfill or at an electronic waste dumping yard. E-waste is largely called invisible waste because for us, electronic waste largely means mobile phones, or at the max, it means remote controls or personal computers that go out of that go to repair. So only those we consider as e-waste, but it is largely invisible. It is present in a lot of other forms than we actually consciously see it. The regular batteries that you toss into the dustbin, that is also an electronic waste. And the technology is so invasive and prevalent in our lives right now that even small toys that the kids play with have some or the other electronics embedded in it. So International E-Waste Day has this tagline saying you can recycle anything with a plug, battery, or a cable. So it's very easy to remember. Your lampshades, your waffle makers, your ovens, your kitchen appliances, it could be anything, your refrigerators, or a room right now, and you can find a lot of e-waste. And this is largely invisible. And that's why it languishes in our drawers for a very, very long time. So the mantra is very simple. Anything that you find that has a plug, battery, or a cable, it can be recycled. So you can keep it aside for recycling. And why should you give anything for recycling at all? Why should it not be thrown into the regular dustbin? Well, what is e-waste? E in e-waste stands for both electrical as well as electronics equipment. So it refers to discarded, recycled, or a refurbished electrical or an electronic product. Well, I must say, Government of India has done a lot of policy changes in terms of handling electronic waste. Right in 2011, when the government made a policy, it covered only 21 items under electronic waste. It largely categorized into 3 categories. The waste is either personal computers, IT and telecommunication equipment, or small appliances and large appliances. But if you notice, the Electronic Waste Management Rules 2022, the recent rules, enormous number of changes have been brought in. Right now, 106 items are listed under e-waste. A few of them I have listed here. For example, your vacuum pumps, your printers, cartridges, television, radios, the old DVD and CD players, which are still there in my drawer and as well as my parents' drawers. Parents' house also has a lot of these kind of obsolete technology. We don't just throw them away. We love them so much, we dust it and keep them in the loft very safely all the time. There are microwaves, lamps, chargers, your tablets, kitchen appliances, computer cords, cell phones, batteries. Also, in the past couple of years, a lot of emphasis is present on the clean and renewable energy, due to which the solar photovoltaic cells, the solar panels, all this is also largely covered under electronic waste. So right now, the policy covers 106 items under the e-waste. And why are we bothered about what is covered under the policy? Just because if you have any of this waste, you can hand it over to a recycler who is registered under Central Pollution Control Board, and he can recycle all these items. Well, let me bring your attention to some very pressing facts about electronic waste. As I just mentioned earlier, in 2021, the amount of waste produced is equivalent or a little higher than the heaviest planet object on the planet, which is the Great Wall of China. But how did it all start? In 2016, when the United Nations started encountering a massive cancer of bronchitis for several kinds of nervous disorders, they started paying attention to the source of these diseases. And one of the main reason is the electronic waste that is being accumulated. In 2016, the United Nations quickly computed and said, oh my God, we have produced waste that is equivalent to the weight of 4,500 Eiffel Towers. And in 2018, the United Nations again said, oh no, we have created a tsunami of e-waste. And right here, we are in 2021 saying we have generated more than the Great Wall. 1.5% of it is recycled. Where is the rest of it going? Is it entering the the food web through air, water, and soil? Is it destroying the ecosystem? Is it harming the humans? Is it harming the marine life? What is it doing? Well, if we look at some facts about India, we rank third in e-waste generation, next only to China and the United States of America. Mumbai ranks first. We take pride in calling it the business capital of the country. There are a lot of corporates and banking industry that is present in Mumbai, and all of it is creating a lot of e-waste. Mumbai ranks the highest, and Maharashtra is the first state that produces the largest e-waste. And cities like Noida, Bengaluru, Hyderabad are all in the top 10 e-waste producing cities in the country. I want you to focus on 3 important components that make up a e-waste. For example, you take anything, probably right now you're logged in through your computers or through your mobile phones. Just look at it and think, what could it be made of? One is, it definitely has toxic waste materials. I will help you remember it very easily. LCMN. I call it the LCMN. It has lead, chromium, there's mercury, there is nickel, there's chromium. These are highly toxic in nature. Apart from that, it has flame retardants, it had chlorofluorocarbons, it has a lot of furans, which are again ozone depleting, and they're also huge contributors for climate change because they are called greenhouse gases. So all this is present in your just small, tinily packed, good looking electronic gadgets. And it also has precious metals. Well, we have to pay attention here. When I say precious metals, can you imagine it has gold in it? Gold, silver, palladium, copper, iron, there are many types of precious metals that are present in the electronic waste. So if we can recycle these electronic gadgets and kind of extract the precious metals, there is a lot of pressure that is caused due to pressure on these precious metals will come down. We can recycle, we can extract a lot of precious metals from the e-waste and put it back into the circular economy. Instead of ripping apart the planet and digging and pulling out ores, India is one of the largest importers of gold. And you will be shocked to know that a virgin ore, 1 ton of virgin gold ore has lesser gold than a 1 ton of personal computers waste. So if you can imagine what kind of impact we can make, it can really ease out the pressure on natural resources. And also there is plastic and other metals that are present. Every electronic gadget on an average has 21% of plastic in it. So toxic waste has hazardous metals, and there are precious metals which can be mined and put it back into the circular economy, and plastic that can be shredded and reused. If you look at the toxic waste, I told you there's mercury, there's lead, there's chromium, there's nickel. What kind of impacts are they creating? In a nutshell, if I have to say, they are hazardous chemicals causing acute respiratory problems, also having a lot of neurological impact. They are causing cognitive disorders in children, and also there is risk of cancer in a very high, at a very young age.